Hey, you're in the car with Matt again today, and today I want to talk to you about failure, okay? And why the world is turning you into a failure, okay? And why, if we're not careful, we're going to turn our kids into failures too. Now, here's the thing. At the weekend, I took my boy Jude to a park. Now, bearing in mind it was a bank holiday, so the park was quite busy. And apart from the fact that all the parents were sat on the benches on their smartphones, all their kids were playing, and not really getting involved, that's one thing. But that's another video for another day. But here was another thing. Like, the kids were playing, and there was a common theme, a common phrase, and a common two words that kept popping up throughout pretty much the whole time I was at this park, okay? And I heard it from almost every parent, okay? And do you know what those two words were? What they kept saying to their child? Pretty much the whole time the kids were playing, either on the swing, on the slide, on the roundabout thing that would spin you around. Two words. Be careful. Okay? Be careful. Those are the two words that, like, almost echoed the whole time I was there. That's all I heard. Be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Now, you were told that when you were a little kid. You were probably told it through school, and that's ingrained into you all the way through life, okay? And so failure and fear are a big thing for you because you were told to be careful. All your life you were told no. You were told sit down, be quiet, don't take risks, okay? And that shaped the person that you are today. And it's shaping the world, unfortunately. It's a sorry state of affairs out there because no one's taking risks anymore. Everyone's being too careful and no one's really succeeding at anything, okay? Whether that's financial success or relationship success or health and well-being success, okay? And here's the thing, like, my little boy Jude, he has got a thing about climbing at the moment. That's all he does. He just wants to climb everywhere, okay? We've got some quite high-sided sofas at home, and one of the sofas about half a foot away from the window in our lounge, okay? So you've got a shelf on the bottom of the window, and what he'll do, he'll climb up onto the sofa, he'll climb up onto the arm of the sofa, he'll shimmy across the arm of the sofa, and he'll kind of reach his leg out from the gap of the sofa over onto the shelf on the bottom of the window, and he'll almost like make that leap of faith, and he ends up on the window ledge or the shelf or whatever you call it, and he'll just stand on there like he's got no fear. You think of the size of him compared to the height. I mean, the sofa's like 2.5, 3 foot off the floor, and so's the window, but he's got no fear because he hasn't fallen yet, okay? So because he hasn't fallen, he doesn't believe he'll fall. Now, if a day comes, I hope it doesn't, touch wood it doesn't, but if a day comes that he slips and he falls down, he's probably not going to do it again because of that bad experience. And that's another thing that we do in life, okay? If we have a bad experience, we don't attempt something again, okay? It's why a lot of people don't make it in the sales industry, because they can't handle that rejection. They can't handle that fear of failing. They go and get knocked back a couple of times. People don't want to buy from them, so they go and take up another job that's safer where they don't have to sell, okay? And it's like women as well with like their weight loss attempts. There's so many bad diets out there. They'll try one thing, okay, the diet might work, they might lose a little bit of weight, but as soon as they go back to normal health, normal way of living, they put all the weight back on again. So they're less likely to go and try something else because they've been hurt in the past, they've been burnt in the past. Only recently, I put an advert out for our online training program because our live stuff has been so successful. We physically can't help any more people live, we're almost fully booked, so we had to put it online so we can branch out and help more people. But I put the advert out there and I had a couple of women comment on there saying, you people make me sick, and as someone else said, money grabbers. And the only reason that they're putting that is because they've been hurt in the past. That's all it is. They've had a bad experience, and because one person's given them a bad experience, it means everyone's given them a bad experience. And look at relationships as well, like guys and women in relationships. They've been hurt in a like, I hear this from women all the time, okay, when I speak to them. Like they say, if they're single, I was like, oh, okay. Talking to them about being single and stuff, they say, yeah, all men are idiots, all men are arseholes, all men are, like, I'm done with men, I'm through with men, okay? Now, because they've had one or maybe two bad experiences, there's like 7 billion people on the planet, okay? So let's split it 50-50 and say 3.5 billion of them are men. Just because 2 men have been idiots doesn't mean the other 3.499998 billion men are idiots as well, okay? But it's because you've had that bad experience in the past, it stunts your growth, it stops you from going forwards. So all I'd say to you is this: remember when you were a kid, you kept failing, okay? One day you couldn't walk, okay? You couldn't walk when you were little, and then you kept trying until you found a way that worked, and then you started walking. It's the same with eating, it's the same with talking, okay? Practice makes perfect. You hear it all the time, okay? If you give up and quit, you're never going to get perfect. You're never going to get those results. So whatever it is you're striving for in life, just keep pushing towards through it, okay? Winston Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going. If you want to achieve anything in life, just keep pushing, just keep going. And don't be careful. Take risks, man. Ignore what your parents said. Ignore what the teacher said. Ignore what the government said. Sit down and shut up. That's all they want you to do. They don't want you to be a rebel and stand up for yourself. They don't want that, okay? They don't want you to be a pioneer. They want to keep you down. And that's the problem with the planet, okay? Everyone's kind of, like, average is, it's a disease, okay? If you're happy being average and mediocre, that's fine. You shouldn't be watching any of my stuff, okay? It's only for people that don't want to be average and mediocre anymore and looking for a way out. This is your way out, okay? Assess the risk, evaluate it, okay? What's the worst that can happen? Like my 3 questions. It's in another video. I might post a link below. But the 3 questions: what's the worst thing that can happen? If that worst thing happens, can you deal with it? And how do you stop the worst thing from happening, okay? So those are the 3 things you ask yourself when you're making a decision. And if nobody's going to die and the reward outweighs the risk, then just go and take action on it, okay? If that new training program or diet program looks good and it's backed up with research and it's backed up with evidence and it's proof that it works, what's the worst that can happen? You might lose a little bit of money if it doesn't happen, but you've done that in the past anyway, okay? Look at how much money people spend on gym memberships. I was having this conversation with a client of mine the other day when I was signing them up. They were like, oh, I don't know about it, like it seems quite pricey. We worked out, he went to the gym for 4 years, paying, I think it was £40 a month. For 4 years, so almost £500. That's like £2,000. I think we worked out just over £2,000 he'd spent in gym membership, which is a lot more than what this program would have cost, or the cost that he's on right now, okay? So when people say, oh, it's a bit too expensive, hey, at least you're going to get results on this. Look at what you've done in the past. So the risk is far less than the reward and the gain, okay? So whatever decision you got in life coming up, go and take it, go and take risks, go and move forwards, go and make yourself better, put yourself into a better position, okay? He who dares wins, Del Boy used to say. So look at your life, look at where you want to get to, look at where you want to be, look at what risks you've got to take to get there. How do you lower the risk? What information do you need? What knowledge do you need? What support do you need? What people around you do you need? Can you read a book? What can you learn? And just go out and push forwards to it, okay? So take risks. Ignore what your parents said about being careful, okay? Let everybody else be careful. You go out there, push forwards, take risks, and go and achieve that life. Go and achieve what you want to achieve, because greatness is there. It's waiting for you, okay? You deserve it. Everyone deserves to have greatness. Everybody does. I don't care what your background is or anything like that. I posted a picture the other day about 2 checks that Floyd Mayweather received from his promotions company. Like 70 million over 2 checks. One was 30, one was 40 million, okay? Broken home, dad was in prison, he didn't like do good at school. I don't even think he can still read. Do you know what I mean? If he can make 7, oh yeah, but he's a great boxer. He wasn't when he was born, okay? He had to learn that. He had to train hours and hours and hours and hours every single day. And he got the payoff, okay? So go out there, put the effort in, and I promise you, you will get the rewards. Life will pay you back. But you've got to take those risks, you've got to move forwards, and you've got to go and just grab life by the horns, okay? Just go for it. So go and have a great day. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I know it's been quite a long one, but I appreciate you listening to me. Go and have a great day. If it's inspired you, share the video. Let it inspire someone else as well, okay? So any questions, put them in the comments below. Check me out on Facebook over at Matt Smith Fitness. Follow me on Twitter, Matt the PT, and I will speak to you soon. Take care.